My name is Pedro Rodriguez, and I have a master's degree in Human Services Counseling. I'm also a certified youth life coach with YCI, and I'm currently working on my doctoral degree in transformational leadership with Bakke Graduate University. And I'm the founder of Urban Youth Justice. Urban Youth Justice was founded out of Bradenton, Florida. It's where I originally moved to from New Jersey. 2019, September of 2019. Urban Youth Justice means to me a calling. It is a biblical mandate. I believe that we all have a call and we all have a purpose. We see in Scripture clearly we're called to make disciples. Right? It says go. Right? It says go. So go is action. Right? We need to put feet to that, to our faith. And so Urban Youth Justice to me is a method of how we're supposed to carry out that calling.
Even before it was created, I knew God had something for us. We didn't know what it was. We just prayed that God would lead us. And He began opening the doors to entering facilities. My husband started first with the adult men, volunteering. And he saw how impactful it was, but he felt more where he wanted to minister to a younger crowd so that they don't have to be in the predicament where the older men are. He once shared with me that he asked a question to one of the males that were in there, and he says, "So when are you getting out?" And the guy said, "I'm a lifer." And that was pretty tough because that's when he was like, wow, I need to speak to the younger crowd so that they don't get to this point in their lives where they're saying they're a lifer.
So many different things, man. What does Urban Youth Justice mean to Reggaeton? Right now at this stage of my life, where God brought me from to where He brought me to where I'm at right now, it means everything, man, because I too have made mistakes in the past. I too have made bad choices, bad decisions. And to see that God has brought me from that and now is bringing me right back into the same places to go and take and rescue, just bring the good news to all these kids that really, really need it. It means everything to me, man. Encouraging the youth, which is our future. Encouraging people in general, man. It's what God has put in my heart, man. So for me, Urban Youth Justice, man, it's become a part of who I am. It's part of Reggaeton. It's pretty much everything, man. Ministry.
Ultimate message that they bring is, the gospel, Christ. And we have other groups, and not putting any other groups down, but some are older traditional groups that some of the younger kids, they miss the message, from the delivery. Mr. Rodriguez and his crew, they are awesome at bringing that level down, introducing music, just the way they talk, the way they dress, it's like, oh man. And I think especially from a kid's point of view, I can be cool and still give my life to Christ. I think that is the thing. When they first come in, they're attracted to them. And that's something that we don't always have with some of our mentors.
The long-term goal for Urban Youth Justice, when the Lord gave me this, and really, at first I was like, all right, yeah, I want to go in and share the gospel, but I know it's more than that. The truth is, there's about 104 or 5, I don't remember the exact number, but Florida is probably one of the states with one of the most juvenile detention centers. And so the goal
behind some of my supporters, every youth, every facility movement is to reach every kid with the gospel. So, you know, long term, short term will be, of course, be going to as many facilities, but there's other ministries doing that. So I said, you know, what's unique about Urban Youth Justice? Why, you know, what is it that I want to see happen in the long run? And so I want, a lot of ministries are really good at coming and planting seeds, but then that kid comes out, then what, right? And so the focus is making sure that we build relationships, that we're consistently going into these facilities, and if we're able to see that same kid for the next 6 months while he's there, in 6 months, that's plenty of time to build a solid relationship with somebody. So that when they come out, they're gonna look for you. And when they do, after that, man, it's just practical work. Let's hit the pavement. Let's go get a job. Let's grab lunch. Let's talk about life. Let's set goals. It ain't just about sharing the gospel. It ain't just about, you know, spiritual things. There's some practical needs that need to be met. And so with that said, I would love to see a youth leadership academy created. It might start in a small classroom and end up becoming an institute, you know, of some bigger stature. But my thing is really to be able to fill that place with youth who are interested in becoming leaders and filling positions of leadership in their communities.
We're not paid to do this. We're here because we genuinely care about you, your future, and where you can go or not. And if you want that in your life and you want to build on that, we're out here. Here's our phone number. Everyone's constantly giving them their information. We have, you know, so many different people in the team that are ready and able, and we have them all in different parts of different areas, you know, in Manatee County, Pinellas, and all different kinds of different areas where people can mentor them. So that's, you know, our goal, that it spreads out so much where we will have someone in a different position where a kid is coming home like, hey, we have someone coming home, are you available? You know, and that's part of the partnership that we look forward to receiving. It doesn't have to be where you need a gift, you know, to go in and minister. It can be something where just that you care and that they matter to you. And that's the importance of it, because if they can take that one kid, it can take them from getting to a whole nother place of nowhere, you know, versus getting them to grow.
They touch so many kids. The only thing you ask for is more of them. That, you know, we just nonstop working with our youth, and I see them on social media talking to other directors. They're all over the state. As a matter of fact, I think they're outside the state now. They're across the country working, and that's all you can ask for, is touching as many kids as they possibly can.
Do I see myself in the youth? Absolutely. I have to say that every time that we are in a facility, every time that we're able to minister to one of these kids, I always see myself in them, because I was there. I too made choices. I had to get my ears pulled and all that stuff, you know what I mean, that we go through when we're experiencing life and we think we got it all figured out. Yeah, absolutely, man. I see myself in each and every one of them, man.
Yeah, so given my life, you know, this is now becoming what I realized, like I said before, a calling. And when it's a calling, it's not a job. This is just so natural for me. It's just something that I wake up thinking about. I go to sleep thinking about. My wife will tell you I talk about it a lot. And when that's the case, right, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And so to me, you know, it gives me great joy to live my life, you know, for others, specifically youth that I know need that same joy and peace that I have. How dare I keep it to myself? Because it has set me free. It's given me life. It's given me, I just can't even describe all that God has done for me. And I think that if we're called to be imitators of Christ, then we need to emulate his love to others, and it sometimes calls for that. to lay our life down for someone else.
You know, every time I walk into one and I see them, that they're bringing the men, just watching them walk with that uniform breaks my heart, because it could be one of my kids, you know, and sometimes all they need is a hug or just someone telling them, I love you, or I'm here for you, or saying nothing at all, but just being there because you care about their life and it matters, you know, and it just breaks my heart.
Man, heartbreaking story, man. Heartbreaking story for me, man, was something that has changed my life, that has literally like stuck with me ever since it happened. We went to Tennessee and we went to a girls' mod, and we went to ministering with the music and stuff, and the music started touching these young ladies, and the Spirit of God was just working in this place to the point where they started getting up and giving their testimonies. And I heard a testimony from a young lady who had been prostituted by her family, by her parents, since the age of 6. Being drugged up, she's literally doing this, shaking, because her body's still going through these withdrawals. And I asked a question, and my question to them was, who here is excited, or who here is waiting to go home? And everybody raised their hand except this young lady. And when she came up and she explained why she didn't want to go home, the reason why she didn't want to go home was because she knew that the minute she went home, she was going to get drugged up and prostituted all over again. So this is a beautiful young lady, right, who says that nobody can ever love her because of her experiences in life, man. And I'm a father, you understand? And it just broke my heart to the point where I haven't been the same since, man.
My story, well, I was born and raised in Tampa, Florida, on the east side. You know, I started running the streets at the age of 11, 12 years old. Got into stealing cars, 98, 99, stealing cars. It was like normal, you know, normal, I say. But we got into that, and everybody that I was rocking with, everybody that I was riding with, they started dying. Stolen car chases. I remember in Orlando, we got into a big car crash with the sheriffs. We all got away. The 2 cats that I was with at the time, right now they dead. They died back then in stolen cars. So, you know, I figured I'd start moving through the streets and selling drugs. That got deeper and deeper, you know, and it's just, you know, normal street life, man. You know, my mom was on drugs for 18 years. She been clean like 15 years. And my daddy, he wasn't present in the house. You know, he was in the city, but it was like he coming through doing what he needed to do, you know, to keep me from going that route. So I ended up going that route, me and my big brother, and led me into some dark places in life, man.
As soon as I would walk onto the mod, it was just like their lights, their faces lit up. You know, it was like they were happy to see that, one, they had a visitor. Someone took the time out of their day to come visit me. But also the words that you give them, you don't realize the weight that it carries. And so, you know, that to me is just, it's been life-changing. It's been life-changing for me. Because as much as I know God uses me and my team to bless the kids, they don't know how much they bless us. You know, because to see a smile, to hear their feedback, to hear a kid say, man, you know, thank you, because I recently had a kid say, man, we went to Daytona. This was a facility that houses sexual offenders. And so some of the kids in there doing like long-term time, you know. One kid, man, came up to me teary-eyed, you know, his eyes were kind of red already. And he says, man, you guys healed my soul. You know, and I had never heard somebody say something like that to me, and I'm like, well, first of all, Jesus is the only one that can heal your soul. I don't want that kind of credit.